few moments later.
This has been a sort of interesting development. You know, the images of the Cybertruck parked outside the Las Vegas Trump property went viral. You know, sort of, I think people thought it was an accident and that no one was hurt. And so there was a sort of bizarre symbolism in that it was a Cybertruck, it was not Trump. As it's developed, it seems that this is being taken far more seriously. What have we learned about what authorities know and how they're investigating this?
Right, Chris. So according to the reporting of myself, my colleagues Andrew Blankstein and Kelly O'Donnell, right now, 3 senior U.S. law enforcement officials say that this explosion of a Tesla Cybertruck, kind of in the portico there where you saw that smoke rising from in front of Trump's property in Las Vegas, is being investigated, at least initially, as a potential act of terrorism, and that it was, quote, intentional. And there was a...
All right, guys, so it seems as if the year of our Lord, 2025, is already off to a bang. An explosive start, literally. Because the story that we have to cover here today involves what appears to be another terrorist attack in the wake of the terrorist attack that happened in New Orleans, which you had some lunatic with an ISIS flag decide that he wanted to mow down innocent people in the middle of Bourbon Street as people are celebrating the new year. Okay, an absolutely terrible attack. At least 10 people are dead. More bodies are being discovered. Horrible stories. Horrible stories. Okay, and we have another story here that could have been just as bad. This story, again, involves a Tesla Cybertruck that exploded outside of the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas. Now, Elon Musk and President Trump are public enemy 1 and public enemy number 2 to the mainstream liberal media. They were seen partying last night at Lago together, despite the reports from the media that Elon Musk was getting on Trump's nerves, okay, and that he was wearing out his welcome. It seems as if those things were not true, and that their relationship is probably as strong as it's ever been, okay? It doesn't seem as if Elon Musk is actually causing Trump any real issues, okay, despite the narrative from the mainstream liberal media. So with that being said, again, there are many possible motives for this attack, but as of right now, it seems as if it's connected to whatever the motive was behind the New Orleans attack, because this Cybertruck apparently was rented using the same app that was used by the terrorists in New Orleans to carry out that attack. Okay, so it seems as if these attacks may be connected somehow, but we really don't know yet. Again, this is a very, very, very weird start to 2025, and if these events are any indication in regards to how this year is going to be, buckle up. We're in for a ride. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this.
We want to shift gears for a moment because we got a lot happening today, folks. We got multiple law enforcement sources now telling NBC News that the Tesla Cybertruck that burst into flames outside of the Trump International Hotel in Vegas is being looked into as a possible terror attack. You're looking at video of what happened right here. We now know, let's bring that video up, guys, if we can. We now know at least 1 person is dead and 7 others are hurt. Those sources also telling us the Cybertruck was rented on the same service used by the suspect in New Orleans. Tesla CEO Elon Musk reacting today on X saying, quote, this, the whole Tesla senior team is investigating this matter and that they've never seen anything like this. I want to bring in Emily Ikeda, who's been on this for us throughout the afternoon. I mean, this is also this kind of fast developing story happening on the same day as this horrendous terror attack in New Orleans. Of course, as of this very moment, important to reiterate, there is no connection between the two. Nonetheless, now being investigated also in Vegas as a terror attack.
Yeah. Well, I personally think that it is more likely than not that they may be connected in some way. I don't know. I think the likelihood of these attacks happening on the same day, on New Year's Day, and using vehicles that are rented from the same app, which again, you know, I guess the Toro app is a popular app. So I don't know. Maybe it's just a coincidence. I don't know. Okay. But I just think that it is likely these attacks were probably coordinated in some way. I really don't know. But there's also a good chance that this is some message to Trump from some radicalized lunatic that decided to use a Cybertruck to send a message, right? Maybe they don't like the relationship that Elon Musk and Trump have. I don't know, okay? But I would not discount any possible motive from some radicalized leftist who hates Trump or Elon Musk, and they want to send some type of message, right? Because that's kind of what it looks like, okay? In isolation, okay, if you forget about what happened in New Orleans, you take that out of it, this looks like it is some person trying to send a message to Elon Musk and Trump, okay? The Cybertruck, Trump Tower, it just makes too much sense. So again, I don't know, but I'm just telling you guys what my thoughts are initially.
That's right. Yeah. We started to get a sense for the degree of seriousness of the situation when you start to see the expanding number of resources focusing and investigating the Cybertruck explosion and fire. There's the FBI that's involved on top of the local law enforcement agencies, the fire agencies. The governor has been monitoring this as well. So as you had just mentioned, we're now learning from several law enforcement sources that this is being investigated as a possible terror attack, that officials believe at this time that it was intentional, though the motive at this point still remaining unclear. Those sources telling us that the person killed was the driver of the cyber attack. 7 others, as we have been reporting throughout the day, sustained minor injuries. Several people transported to the hospital. The sheriff says that police and fire first received reports of a vehicle fire and explosion around 8:40 local time this morning. The fire department responding within just a few minutes, 4 minutes, they say. And the sheriff also pointing out that the 2024 Cybertruck pulled up to the front glass doors of the Trump Hotel, and it started smoking. Shortly thereafter, there was an explosion and fire. Witnesses describe hearing a really loud sound, bangs, explosions, and then many of them have been evacuated from the hotel. They are still, while the fire is out, they're still urging people to avoid that area. We expect to get more information from law enforcement later today with another news conference expected. But throughout the day, they've been acknowledging a couple of things. Look at the timing, right? It's in the hours in the wake of this terrible tragedy in New Orleans. 2, the location. You can see that Cybertruck just outside of Trump Hotel. This is on the northern end of the Las Vegas Strip. And then also you think about who's related to the Cybertruck. Elon Musk, who you had mentioned earlier, had posted a statement earlier today. He was recently appointed a position in President Trump's second administration. We did also hear from the Trump Organization and President-elect Trump's son. They acknowledged a reported electric vehicle fire, also saying in part the safety and well-being of our guests and staff remain our top priority. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to the Las Vegas Fire Department and the local law enforcement. As you had mentioned, the Cybertruck was rented. It was rented to an individual, according to sources, for the month of December. It was the same rental company that facilitated the truck rental in New Orleans. But again, we should underscore that officials do not believe these incidents are connected at this time.
So a couple questions that I have.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that. I think the connection between Trump and Elon Musk definitely probably plays a part in the motive behind this. Again, I don't know if it's connected to what happened out in New Orleans, but I would just find it hard to believe it was complete and total coincidence that these attacks would happen on the same day. I mean, who knows? I mean, it is New Year's, so it is a day that, you know, a lot of people out celebrating, doing whatever, and I guess it is a quote-unquote target day or something like that if you're going to commit some mass act of violence like this. But regardless, you know, again, this is why I've been talking about how it is very weird and creepy and something that should concern people about how much the left celebrates violence in this country. Now, again, I'm not saying that the leftists did this. I don't know yet. But I'm just saying the connection between Trump, Elon Musk, again, I think it is plausible. I think that it is probably likely that the motive could be connected to some sort of Trump derangement, some sort of hatred towards Trump and Elon. We already know that there were at least a few assassination attempts on the former president. Trump is less than a month away from being inaugurated. I just wouldn't put it past any of these radicalized leftists to try anything, right? I don't know, okay? So I wouldn't be surprised. And with the left openly celebrating political violence in this country, you're going to get more people who are motivated to do stuff like this, right? To commit acts of violence because the left is currently celebrating murderers, okay? That's what they're doing. And this is what I've talked about in regards to what it could possibly lead to. Now, again, we don't know the full motive, but just using some common sense, it is not unreasonable to ask questions about whether or not this is another act of radical left-wing extremism. I'm just saying. And that's probably part of the reason why we won't ever find out. We won't really know the motive behind this. It seems as if the individual that was involved, the driver, carried out an act of self-deletion. That's what it looks like. I'm not sure if it was an accident or what. People really don't know.
That source also revealed what was inside the truck, explosives that included fireworks, gas tanks, and camping fuel, and authorities believe that that was connected to a detonation system controlled by the driver. We're also hearing this same sentiment from Elon Musk, who tweeted out that they have now confirmed that the explosion was caused by very large fireworks and or a bomb carried in the bed of the rented Cybertruck and is unrelated to the vehicle itself. So he was clear to say that this was not an issue with the Cybertruck. And the sheriff also earlier said that they are checking for secondary devices. They're investigating many different leads, but he was clear to say that there does not appear to be any further threat to the Las Vegas community.
But hopefully we do find information. Again, I just don't trust the FBI to actually do a good job and to be competent and to prevent things like this from happening, which is exactly what I said in the last video. They're just not instilling much confidence in me. But hey, at the very least, they have identified this one as a possible terrorist attack. They haven't prematurely ruled it out just to go back and to backtrack and to change their mind and say, no, we do think it's a terrorist attack. So at least that part of it, they're not messing up on here. So we'll see what happens in regards to more information coming out. But this is a very, very, very scary start to 2025. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.